Oh, yeah. How about a little desert warfare? World War II. Desert Heat. Lock and Load. Nations at War, second edition. Had this box hidden over here in the corner because you know me, love the East Front stuff, and I had the Stalin one. So, but I thought, you know what? This had a couple of little fights in the month of January. Let's give one of them a spin. So, typical Lock and Load. Great big text rule books, 2 column, nice highlighting, pictures here and there, great descriptions, great playbooks with explanations. You got great charts that got, sorry for the light, great charts, minimal charts actually for this one to cover everything. All right. You've got chit pull or card use, I guess however you want to do it. The cards are nicer because when you do like the little bump in the intern thing when a formation doesn't get activated, it's easier with the cards to try to remember what it is with the chits. But I'm using the chits because there's only five formations on this one, so it's pretty easy. So we're playing the Aussie hold the line scenario, which that doesn't even make any sense to me. January 24th, 1941 in Mechili, Libya, the British 4th Armored on the night of January 22nd advancing, not knowing that they were about to run into the Italian Special Armor Brigade. Yeah, these numbers on these things, very nothing special about them. The British were completely disorganized and decided to get their affairs in order before attacking. The Italians lacked radios and experience, also needed time to prepare. On the morning of January 24th, 1941, the forces finally met on the battlefield. Okay, so this is pretty much British armor going to go pell-mell into some Italian infantry, the 2nd Bergliosi, however you want to say that thing, which I recognize the name, and some armor. And the objectives are all the town hexes on this map for the British, okay? The British are just nothing but Mark IVs, they're Crusaders, and they're Valentines, all right? Valentines are slower than hell, but I always remember the Valentines having super armor on them. And while these ones only have the armor of 5 in their armor factor for defense, which you can see here, if you're looking at the counter, that 2-5 in the top right corner, you get to roll 2 dice and they save on a 5. Yeah, there's modifiers here and there for certain things, but this is like pretty much wide open desert. You got a couple little odd terrain features here, hamadas or whatever they're called, and then the town hexes. There's a couple of orchards sitting right here. The Italian infantry does have anti armor. They have armor piercing ability. It's minimal, but you get a leader stacked with a unit. Like let's take this guy here, and he pops out there, and you see that little number 2 in his dice roll in the top left. He can add two firepower, which is 2 dice, to their fire. So now instead of this guy rolling 2 dice and hitting on a 6, he can roll 4 dice and hit on 6s. All right, losses in this game. First loss is disruption, unless you're already disrupted. Any additional losses after that are step losses, which is, all right, counter gets hit first time, he's disrupted, you put a disrupted marker on him, he gets second time, he flips, he gets hit another time, he's out, okay, unless he's not disrupted. Every first hit on a unit, if he's not disrupted, is a disruption, okay? Disrupted units can't do any kind of attack, but they can move. Leaders can help with the rally on disrupted units. A leader unit sitting on top during the rally phase, during their perform of a rally, he can add that modifier to the dice. And what it is, you roll 2 dice. The unit morale is a 6 for that one right there. Show it again. My hand's blurring everything up, I know. The morale is that green 6. Well, he can, if he's stacked with the unit that's trying to recover, you roll 2 dice and you can take 2 off the die roll, okay? Or boost the morale to 8, however you want to look at it. So that's how that works. This is, I was just playing the Band of Brothers stuff. Pretty simple. Just enough depth in to make you look through the rule book. It's the same thing. This is one of the easier systems. Obviously the next step is Lock and Load Tactical. Okay, and of course then you get World of War 85. A lot of their games are based in a similar format. So we're 6 turns into this already, and it's only 12 turns long. We do have one wreck back here of an M1340, an Italian tank. He never got off. Matter of fact, it was artillery that dusted him. And we've got an infantry squad flipped under here, and we've got one sitting over here to the right's dead. Now, how this thing started was the Brits' 7th World Tank started in here in this Hamada area, and then the 1st Dragoons come in and support down this road on turn 2. Well, you have a thing here where if you don't draw the chit and you draw the 2 interns, then you leave one of the intern chits out for the next game turn until that command chit or that chit for this formation is drawn. So he actually didn't even come on until turn 3, but then he's managed to move all 3 turns. So now you got all this British armor up in here, and they're fixing to put it to these Italian units here. Well, none of these things have great firepower. Let's see what we got here. These Mark IVs shoot at 2 dice. They got to hit on a 6. The Crusaders get 3 dice, and they hit on a 5. So they're a little bit better. But we'll see how they get. It's hard to get a hit. Then, of course, if this guy fires, so if he fires 2 dice and he rolls a 6, that's 1 hit on this tank right here. This tank gets to roll 2 dice with a save of 6. Well, hell, if he rolls 1 6, he saves. He doesn't get hit. It's like a missed shot. And that's how this thing works. Now, this game also has, this box, Desert Heat, also has some special event type counters in it. Well, for this scenario, you've got dust. And dust, it's pretty cool how they incorporated that. I haven't drawn the damn thing one time. But dust, so you picture this tank these 2 tanks have moved up, okay? He moved and he moved. This guy here is going to shoot to this tank here. Well, he's passing through this guy here, and he's kicked up a dust storm in front of this tank here. He's kicked up all the sand and everything. So he's going to get a modifier that badly affects his shot at that guy. And that's how the dust works, all right? So, cool. Good, great incorporation of something that, constantly was happening in North Africa, Tunisia, whatever. All right, so there you go. Desert Heat scenario. Well, the scenario is not numbered. Anyhow, it's on page 20 of the Desert Heat scenario booklet. What do they call these things? The companion books or whatever. The module and scenario booklet. And it's in January 41. January, that's why I'm playing it. Let's get this posted, and in the next video, I'll show you how it ended up. Talk to you soon. All right, gang, let's wrap this puppy up. So we were playing, and I've lost my pointer stick. Oh, here it is. All right, so we were playing scenario Aussie Hold the Line. I still don't know where the Aussies are in this one here, unless the 1st Dragoons are Aussies. Anyway. All right, 2 British tank formations, 1 Italian tank formation, and 1 infantry formation, okay? Simple victory conditions. The Commonwealth must occupy all of the town hexes on map 11, and there's 4 of them right here, okay? They are in 1. All right? This was not as easy as I thought. I thought this was going to be kind of easy because of the armor, and then once the Crusaders come on. But that infantry, like fleas on a dog or a tick embedded in your skin, they're hard to get out if they get into the right position. They don't have a whole lot of range for their armor piercing stuff. Whatever the Italians carried, I don't even know what they carried unless they had Panzerfausts from Germany. But once they got into the back, I had them out here in the orchards, and once they got into these town hexes, they just demand. Even though they're just probably adobe or mud huts, it was almost impossible to get them out of there. I couldn't get them out of there. We did take out 1. Casualties over here. We did take out 1 of the Italian infantry. A bunch of their tanks eliminated their headquarters. That's a die roll thing. If they're in a stack that gets all the elements in the stack get eliminated, then they're eliminated too. Did take out a Crusader. Matter of fact, it was the infantry that took out the Crusader. Had to do an assault, try to get him out of there. I'm gonna tell you what, that is not good. You need to get 2 vehicles in a headquarters if you're going to try to assault or overrun infantry in a hex. Okay. Couldn't get them out. Just couldn't do it. But you see all the burning hulks of armor here. The 7th armor from the Italians managed to get a tank back in here in the village, in the town, to help out the infantry. This guy just got cut off. But, hey, he stayed alive. He's not burning. He's probably mired in the sand there. But, nations at war, man. What a simple system. And then, I'm graduating from this up to lock and load tactical, where it gets a little deeper. But this was just so easy to play, set it up. I mean, I was pretty much able to play this with the rules book, not even reading it, just playing it on the fly and picking up the rules as I go. Had to go check a couple things, like, obviously you're going to do fire combat. You want to see how that works. And it's so simple because you just take the unit that's firing, his top left numbers there are his range, then the number of dice he's going to roll, which is that red number there, the red for the armor piercing, and then what his to hit number, you have to roll equal to or better, okay? And then if he gets fired at, the top right number of dice he's going to roll, and then the die roll, you got to roll equal to or greater than, so you had to roll sixes. So if this guy got hit, you had to hope you rolled a 6 on 2 of those dice, all right? And if you got a leader in there, whatever the leader's modifier is, if he's shooting, you can add that many more dice to that number right there in that dice symbol to the unit that's firing, okay? That helped a lot. You know, with 4 headquarters units on the board, could have used more. But we just could not chase the Italians out of that town. Now, historically, it says that the Italians withdrew from the battle due to heavy losses and pretty much gave it up to the Germans. Now, they did take heavy losses. Right off the bat, here, wreck here, wreck here, wreck here. I want to say there was one. Oh, the headquarters. You don't put a wreck down for the headquarters because these are platoons. The British lost 1, and that wreck marker is in here with the infantry because that's the guy that tried to assault. So, yeah, that's a wrap on this. This was January 24th of 1941 in Machili, however you want to call it, in Libya. And this is an Italian victory. So they haven't had a need for Rommel yet. They're taking care of business on their own. All right, let's wrap this one up, and we're going to move on to the next game. Talk to y'all soon.